It's been 5 minutes, says BTG4 over on YouTube. Counting the clock, counting down the minutes. We're here. We've arrived.
15 minutes late.
Yep, 15 minutes late, 5 minutes into it, but we're good to go. Let us know everything looks good, sounds good. Audio, video. Hello, hello, Scud. Good to see you, Kid Shadow. Familiar faces already. Ooh, yes, of course. Hypnotic, will the Thermaltake Tower 600 from the 2024 Taipei Computer Expo be sold as a case at the MetaPC Internet Store? So specific. Yes. It might not be an option that you're able to pick, but it is a case that we could source for a custom system. We have done like our limited run of Tower 300s.
I mean, we literally stock the lower ones though.
Do we still have all the Tower 300s or some of them?
There's like 2 of them left back there still.
Yeah, and we did like a good variety of the colors, right? Like at least 2 or 3 of them, and we picked like a
well, okay, so like the
one
black
bright
ones,
color.
the black ones we did that we sold.
Yeah.
We did like a yellow one and like a mint one for like Kyle and for somebody Connor knew.
Right. Yep.
That was where those special colors came in.
But yeah, it is something that we can always do a custom build. If there's a weird one-off case out there that somebody wants a system in, we can absolutely acquire that for you. As long as
if you want a Tower
available.
600, dude, let us know.
Actually,
we'll get one for you.
I'd like to see the Tower 600 because Tower 300 was already a really cool upgrade from the previous one. And now it's just like, I'm sure everything is the same. It's just that you corner drag scaled it up for the whole thing.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's
more
just
or less
bigger,
be the same. Thank you for the sub. Sorry I missed that. It went by so fast. What are we building today?
NV5.
Whoa.
Wow.
We got a black NV5 customer build. We have a 7800X3D, my favorite proc, and an X670 Steel Legend board with a 4080 Super. What's not to love? Great system. GP Hollow, how's it going? Any more Taipei cases? I don't remember which one specifically came out of Computex and which ones came out of CES.
I'm sure we'll stock some Fantex case that was there. Like
Oh,
whatever,
that's
like
true.
the floaty, like
The
NV whatever.
the Founders Edition case where
Yeah,
it looks
with,
like
the
this on the
Kronos
inside
and
of it.
stuff, just because we do a lot of Fantex
Yeah.
stuff, so I'm sure those will make its way here.
Christopher
eventually.
Stokes, thank you for the sub. Awesome. It's going just at work watching you guys at work. Absolutely. That's what most people do. It's a great way to wind down your Thursday. Just throw on some MetaPC's live stream. Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and crack into this. Should be a kind of a sweet and simple build, right? Nothing too crazy going on here in the way of custom stuff.
Pretty straightforward.
Yep.
Solid build though, for sure.
Nothing too crazy in the RGB. They did add at least RGB fans in all of the fan slots, going with that deep cool RGB to continue off those LS720 fans. But just using stock power supply cables, those Seasonic actually look really good regardless. Let's see, some other little guys here. We've got a 2 terabyte Gen 4 and a 32 gigs of DDR5 T-Force. Name of the follower, WizBot. Let me grab you a tray, or Lazy Susan. Our favorite things here at MetaPC is to build things. Good old Lazy Susan. My current PC is so bad that even the Wi-Fi sucks. Man, that's unfortunate. You might be able to fix that. There's like adapters for
I mean, you could get
adding
like
internet.
a PCIe card for internet that's like Wi-Fi 6 or something. I don't think that's dependent on like the board, right?
I don't think so.
Like I'm pretty sure that's
As
just
long
like
as
the
your
card
PCI
has
is-
its own like chipset on it that just like does it.
Epic Choice says, I was told to come ask for a free PC. Do you have free PCs?
I wish.
Tanner, do you have free PCs?
Hell no, bro.
Hell no. We will probably have another one, some type of giveaway coming up soon, I'd imagine. We also need to celebrate, of course, we have a new store opening. It is officially there down in Gilbert, Arizona. Kind of more of our showroom, if anyone has seen the actual Phoenix location here. Less operations, more so of just a place to be able to go to, spec out your system, talk tech with some people, and walk out with something pretty badass, I'd hope. But definitely to celebrate the launch of that, we gotta do something. GP Hollow says we guys end up building mine later on also. I'm not 100% sure. Is your system up in queue right now?
Yeah, did you ask for like a build, whatever?
Also, yeah,
when you,
that's like the request
ordered
on
it?
the purchase. If we get Drew in chat, he'd be able to assist me with that.
Mike is a little bit quiet.
It was kind of inside my shirt.
His or mine?
Which one?
Or both?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Suggest.
Cool, cool.
Okay, cool.
GPL says waiting on the case to release first. Which one are you waiting on? I feel like we talked about this last week, but I'm blanking. Why don't you open a store in Germany? All right, Justin, how's your German?
Not great.
We're sending you there, and you need to single-handedly open
Set
the
up
next.
international
Yep.
trade deals.
And all of the logistics involved with getting our systems to and from.
Ooh, I mean, shipping just in the United States already is like enough of a pain.
It really is. Yeah, there's no way it'd go like back and forth. Once you have like an operation in Europe, there's no way that build goes
We
anywhere
would have
else
to be
but Europe.
making a lot more money.
Yeah,
We'll say that
the
much.
scale of the operation to have international PC building. I mean, that's obviously the goal, but that's wild. Do you know Ricky Burke? We do know Ricky Burke. Good friend of ours. Minty, I hope this PC will be good. Absolutely. What's not to love about a 4080 Super 7800X3D? That was my CPU upgrade of choice just recently.
I don't think anybody would be disappointed to have this.
Absolutely not. Like, this is fantastic for current gen systems. Once you go above this, it's starting to get into the territory of like, well, what do you do with it? What you using that system for? Sometimes there's absolutely a reason. Other times it's just to say that we did it, and I'm all for it. Big John just says, I got my meta build and it's absolute beast. Appreciate the amazing work you guys do. Thank you. What type of system are you picking up? Run me through some specs. We did it with the Lee and Lee white with a shittier screen.
Lee and Lee white with the shittier screen.
Interesting. I would love it if you guys did an option on picking it. Can you give me the model number of that case? I'm really blanking on the new Lee and Lee with a LCD screen on it. Oh, was it the Lamborghini one with the LCD on the back, like 120 fan? Thank you for the follow, Fisnick. Jive Turkey, we go to metapcs.com. You can check out all of our systems, as well as our configurator for some fun water cooling things. Did you know Ricky just hit 6 million subscribers? Actually, I did not. That's impressive. Congratulations to Ricky. Huge milestone. We're waiting on some of our other creators we work with. Drewski is one of them, about to hit 2 million subscribers over on his channel. You know, we'll have something maybe special planned for that in the future. Big John picked up a 7800X3D. Perfect. It's this guy right here. 4070 Ti Super and an 011 RGB. What's not to love?
That's also solid.
Yep. Yeah, they're just from the 4070 Ti and the 4080 Super. Kind of just comes down to like, you're trying to push like high resolution, high refresh rate, or you just want to like casually game, because the 4070 Ti is more than enough for most gaming. If I had 10K, I would buy a PC from y'all. I do hope you'll ship to Germany. Maybe by then. But right now, international shipping is a little bit tricky, especially for really high-end systems. If you're looking for something water-cooled, that's even more tricky, because now you have customs, and they're going to wonder why there's...
and it's in a crate.
Yeah, and they're
And
not
it's
going to be
full
able
of
to get
water,
into it.
and you're like, oh boy.
And it has a declared value of probably 10 grand, if not more. Customs is like...
Nothing illicit
Let me
going
get
on
it
here,
back.
guys. Like, just
What
a
you got
computer.
there? Specs of this PC, this is the 7800X3D with the 4080. Was this 32 or 64?
32.
32 DDR5 and a 2 terabyte Gen 4 M.2.
In an NV5.
It's the stupid height Y70. Which one? I don't know why I was thinking Lee and Lee.
Oh, he's probably thinking of the Infinity.
Now I remember. Yes, we were talking
That's
about
why.
the refresh of the Height Y70s, which now just has a slightly lower spec screen because the original 4K 10-point touch one they can't make anymore. So they had to make kind of like a quick last-minute revision of that. Popkin, what are you guys doing? We're currently building a customer system. Can you buy one? Yes, you can. You can go to metapcs.com. You can check out, we have RTS systems that are already ready to go, built, QC'd, and boxed up. Or you can customize your own, go through a configurator and pick part by part. And of course, if you need help, we have tech support on the website. Reach out to Drew, wonderful fellow that will help you with any questions. The GRE is good. You have to pay more for the 4070. True. If you're on Team AMD.
Do they even sell the GRE in the United States though?
You know, I never actually looked.
Because
since they released
that's like the something dragon or whatever, isn't it?
I forget what technical spec about it was. Power-related things.
Something like that, or like core clock is limited or something. I can't remember.
I love Drew. I abused him enough. That's what he's there for. What's your website? metapcs.com.
You gonna do overhead camera?
Ooh, we do
For
have
this
overhead
part?
camera.
Since we always forget to use it.
What do you mean? We use this almost every stream. This wonderful top-down angle that is totally not washed out with the ISO right now. That's not set properly, but it's okay. It's not that bad. I wish we could zoom in just a little bit more.
I mean, you could, but you'd have to stand on the table.
Wait, does this zoom? What does this zoom? No.
That just zooms in on us.
That's the other camera zoom.
Yeah.
I need to do that same thing, but for the top down. Yeah, don't have that. Future edition. We also need to figure out if Kick has better integration with OBS, because we still use this really janky through Chrome overlay thing that's not great.
What do you mean?
What do you don't like the 17 tabs on the TV right now just to make stream happen?
Oh, I mean, I kind of.
Chrome tab, OBS.
Is that how this is? Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like on
They're
our side
like
setup?
Yeah, we're running
Okay.
like Botrix, which is like a web hook like API thing to run Kick streams,
Sure.
and then you just link that into your OBS. So if I was not by a grammar, sorry. Really wanted a system. Do you think of the PS5 for specs? I know nothing about PCs.
I mean, it's definitely a different experience.
Yeah, I mean, comparing computers to console,
It's not that like a PS5 is bad. If all you want to do
Exactly.
is play games.
there will always be the argument for consoles of like the amount of things that you don't need to know in order to get your game just up and running. Like that'll always be the selling point of a console no matter what. When you get into a PC, there's a learning curve. There's stuff you need to learn, but you will get more out of the system, I think, in the long run than you would on a console, just being that it's a computer.
I just think it's more fun.
Yeah,
Like
it's
some
definitely more
people
fun.
really don't like the whole like learning about stuff and like setting
Right.
things up and stuff. Like I get that, but also like I think that's part of the fun.
Exactly.
For me,
I like
anyway.
being able to go in and tinker with things and understand why certain tasks perform the way they do.
Plus, it's nice to just be able to like shove a new GPU in it if I want more performance.
That's true. Yeah. Once you know how to do it, that system is going to be with you for a long, long time, and you can always figure out some type of upgrade path for it. Why do I like the Y70 case with a screen? Everybody likes the Y70 case with a screen. It's
Very
a good case.
popular. Very popular.
It's the next 011. It's the form factor people like. It's got some new, interesting, I can't even call it a gimmick. They put so much effort into that LCD screen and the Height Nexus software that runs it. Like, it's something new, something different.
I mean, half the time you get softwares from these like companies and it's terrible.
It's bad. It's
So
really
the fact
bad.
that like Nexus is actually like pretty easy to use, like nicely laid out, is like
Now, the only thing I wish Nexus was like a signal RGB, and it just ran all lighting from every manufacturer ever.
yeah.
That would be really cool.
But I mean, let's be honest, like nobody's really been able to do that.
No.
Not
and if-
even the Aqua tuning interface.
Not even the Aqua tuning with its node-based programming could figure it out. How would you react if someone bought a custom with 4 terabyte SSD? 4 terabytes? No way. We get people with some crazy ideas. I've seen 20, 30, 40 terabytes in a system.
How many was that one special order one that you made?
That
Like
was
36 terabytes
Yep,
or
just
something?
under 40 terabytes
Of NVMe?
the fastest Sabrent NVMe's. Yeah. Like many thousands of dollars worth of just M.2 storage. So kind of going into that, like we basically spec a 2 terabyte with most higher end systems as just like a minimum now, I think. So if you do like 2 terabytes, one as a boot drive, one for a game drive, you're already at that 4. So nowadays seeing just a single 4 terabyte is not that uncommon.
Aren't they banned?
Wait, guys, did you get that Deep Cool cooler? Aren't they banned? Yes, they are now. But we have lots of stock of their product, like many other e-tail websites. There's still floating stock around, and it's pre-ban contraband.
Yeah. I mean, nothing says you can't use your things. If you own a Deep Cool product,
Exactly.
it's fine.
The limitation is more on Deep Cool as a company doing business within
Yeah.
the U.S.
It's just they can't sell new products
Right.
or like operate business-wise here.
Product that they already sold and dispersed within the country is for our builds. GP Hollow says, I like it, comes with a spoiled brat. It's always the fun part of PC building. You're like, you know what? I can put a 4 terabyte.
Why shouldn't I put one
Why
in?
shouldn't I put a 4 terabyte? Who was banned? Deep Cool. US sanctioned for selling to Russia.
Yeah.
A big no bueno in the PC industry, unfortunately. I'm curious to see what will come from that in the future. Maybe playing for bigger games, that's why they have 30 or 60 terabytes installed on their PCs. Yeah, and they're usually doing some like,
Yeah, that's like workstation
yeah,
stuff.
that's workstation
If
level
you got like
things.
tons of like terabytes of video or something that you're having to process for editing or something like that.
And that particular system with just under 40 terabytes, that was for a voice actor that does that professionally, and also was getting into like content creation and other stuff. So there is a lot of data right there, and just sound bites, video clips. Who is blowing up my phone?
Can't buy in the US? Yep, no longer.
Yep, at least for now.
There
I
might
don't-
be
I
some
don't-
like residual stock that you might find on like Newegg or something, but once that stuff's sold out, you really won't be able to get it anymore.
Good to see you guys again. Different build from the last time I tuned in. We mix it up occasionally. I think last week it was Kyle and I. The week before that it might have been you or I. But that was a while ago. So we try to be consistent, but it is what it is. I like the build I was on last week. Let me have water cooling. It was probably me. I'm the water cooling guy. I'm kind of you now too.
Someday.
Someday. Every now and again.
Yeah, every once in a while.
A blue moon. I'm so used to a single 240 gig SSD if it works. I was going through some old hardware from back in the day. I have a stack of like 120 gig SSDs, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at them like, that's not even a Call of Duty.
Well,
Like,
I
this
remember
drive is
when, like,
completely useless now.
You would get when SSDs were first like becoming a big thing, where like you'd pay what, like $300
Oh,
for
yeah.
like a 250 gigabyte
And then you were like, that's
SSD.
just my boot drive. Everything else is still on a hard drive. You
Yeah.
didn't put anything else important except for just Windows on it.
Because like affording like the storage for actual like games and stuff was just crazy expensive.
Yep. And now you can get 2 terabytes for 50 bucks, 40
Yep.
bucks. What's the minimum power watt you recommend for today's systems? Example, an i9 4080 water cooled with 2 NVMe's. Nowadays, we kind of go towards that 850,000 watt as almost just a baseline for mid-tier specs. So if you're going for like a 14th gen i7 and above, 4070 Ti and above, that's usually when you're in that 850 to 1,000 watt.
Realistically, I mean, it's like Intel that pulls the wattage.
True. Yeah. If you had said AMD, you'd be a little less like hurt for power there because it
Yeah.
draws straight up half of the Intel.
Like you're looking at like 300 something watts for an i9,
Yeah.
but then a 7950X is like 100 something.
Yeah, only in my like 1400 KS with a 4090 water cooled build does it ever pull even remotely close to that actual 1000, which is the only time you then step up to above that number.
So even like most 4080 systems can like be on an 850 watt without too many problems.
Absolutely.
Usually. Unless you got a ton of other stuff going on, you know, RGB fans, like 10 hard drives.
Can you find me on your Discord server? I don't think so. I might be able to. For what reason? Wait, I saw a Deepcool HTX case at Best Buy a month ago. Yeah, so like we were saying earlier, like stock that they had already sold to people like us or Best Buy or to Amazon, like that stock already exists out in the world, and that stock is fine. They don't have to like recall their product. It's the company themselves aren't allowed to now sell more product. Like they're just cut off. Yeah, exactly, old stock. What if somebody bought a custom with 16 terabytes? I'd be impressed.
I don't know if we have a 16 terabyte hard drive. I think the most we sell is 8
Yeah, I'd have
in
to
a
do
single one.
Couple WD Black, 8 terabytes. Yeah, unfortunate to see, but something that also, you know, it can be remedied or fixed in the future. I don't know the legal process of getting
Well,
sanctioned by the government, so I can't speak for.
There's like a process to repeal,
Yeah, I'm sure. Like they're
but
not
like that's also the kind of thing where like I don't know how successful you're going to be repealing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That feels like a very permanent, like, okay, you did this, like you're screwed for now.
And so many like checks and balances have to happen to pay anyone, I'd imagine, that much money in a
Yeah.
corporate company. So there are definitely a lot of people in trouble for that.
Which like it was really unfortunate because like there were all those YouTubers that were doing like tours of their like new giant
Oh yeah.
fab that they
Uh-huh.
have or whatever. Like there was like a Der Bauer video
Yep.
and a Hardware Canucks one like touring their factory.
They were doing really good in like
Well,
pretty
they-
much all spaces, from marketing to like social
they-
media coverage and
They
new
also
products.
like made good stuff too,
Mhm.
which was so that's kind of
Huge change from when
but
I walked into Micro Center in like 2014, 2015
Yeah.
with the old Deep Cool logo. Not the same Deep Cool anymore. Well, that's why there's a lot of other brands out there. Lots of good product. I think more good product than bad product, luckily, in the PC industry. Obviously, you need to know specifics, compatibilities, and all that, but I think it's pretty hard to find
I
bad
mean, most
PC
stuff
hardware.
is pretty decent
Yeah.
if you buy from any like known brand
Mhm.
for the most part.
Yeah, they can't risk having bad hardware. You know about it. Gamers Nexus would have made a video about it already.
Yeah.
Keaton the cool guy, how's it going? I have a sister that has a 12th gen Core i5 and they make fun of my 4th gen. Man, that's old. But if it still works, it works.
That's gotta be like 2008 or something like that.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Is it DDR5? Is which DDR5? Build. How's it going?
I think he's referring to 12th gen. It can be.
It can be.
So 12th gen had DDR4 boards and DDR5 boards.
You just have to know specifically which one, if it was before or after the refresh, of what it supports. What is better, Intel or AMD? The age-old question that seems to at least change every couple years.
Normally I'd say like buy whatever's, price competitive, but like with the Intel problems that have been happening,
Yeah.
I'd
AMD was already kind of taking the top spot for the gaming proc, and now when you're having stability issues with high-end Intel, it kind of just drives people even further towards that AMD option. Less heat output, same performance.
And what, you're getting new AMD stuff in like
True.
2 weeks or something like that?
Yeah. Justin, tell me feel bad about my 7800 X3.
I think you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it's not changing anytime soon. 5080 is the next thing going in that case. But yeah, the Intel or AMD debate, it's ever changing literally by the week, especially now that Intel has some problems going on their side. But we definitely are seeing more and more AMD builds. The next two water-cooled builds we're working on now are AMD. This guy's system was AMD.
Oh yeah, it's definitely way more split than it has
Oh, yeah.
been at any other point. For sure.
Yeah. Gone are the days of people being able to dog on AMD for having like a bonfire of a CPU.
Yeah. At least on the processor side.
Sure. I was told to ask for a free PC. Well, mission accomplished. We'll have to just keep bugging people. Put it out into the world, and maybe we'll get the free PC. I'm waiting for a free PC. I'm sure you want a free PC as well.
No such luck.
No such luck. Swap it with a Corsair cooler, so if it goes to the US, it won't get. Oh, I guess if we went to like Europe or something, when it get confiscated. If I were to buy a custom, am I going to have an image on it? Yes. All of our systems, out of the box, have a fresh Windows image applied to them after our QC process and everything is closed up and sealed. It's basically a fresh hello screen for Windows, sign up, login, everything like that.
He might mean like case print or something. I don't know what he means by
Oh
image.
yeah, I was thinking
Like
immediately
I think
too.
of like the technical
Yeah,
image, but like
that's-
I don't know
that's-
if that's like a.
That's weird that my brain even
a
thinks it
safe
that way now.
assumption,
Yeah.
like-
No, we could, if you're talking about like an actual image on the case, yes, we can do case printing, we can do customizations, GPU backplates, and all kinds of weirdness.
I might have to switch back at this point. Camera.
Main angle. I meant on the case, yes, exactly. So if you can see on the website, we have some pre-made custom case prints, including the Hyper Beast. We have a few others, and then we can just go full-on custom for you. The sky is the limit. Windows 10 or 11 Pro, you can pick any of the above. We have 10 Home and Pro, we have Windows 11 Home and Pro. Just on the website, when you're configuring the system, it'll let you choose which one.
Configurating.
Yes. Is that not?
Configuring.
Configuring. When you're configuring your system.
A few extra letters in there.
Yeah, you know, just throwing some syllables, spice it up a bit. I messed around with a Ryzen 9 5900X, but it wasn't mine, but damn near fell in love with it. From a 4th gen Intel, I don't blame you. It's a great proc regardless. But yeah, if you got like a color scheme, art style, like video game, like you can pull inspiration from a lot of different stuff. Hey, Mugs, how's it going? Thank you for the raid. Hugs from Mugs. Thank you, man. Hopefully your stream went well. Can you invite me to do something fun on your Discord? Keaton, that is so concerningly vague, but you are more than welcome to hop into our Discord. It is completely open. You can hop into the general chat and talk about whatever.
Well, not whatever.
Not
but
whatever, but hopefully
you know.
within our guidelines.
Trappity today.
No Trappity yet.
I need to hear about how she still has another one hand
I just created an account on your site. I went to create a password and I get lost password page. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure with the account creation process of our website. I don't even think I have an account on our website.
Me neither. I didn't realize we had a count.
I didn't actually either. I don't think you need to. I mean, I guess for like tracking and everything else. But if you're having problems, definitely reach out to the tech support on the website. Definitely be able to help you with that. Katie says they play a lot of EVE Online and a lot of Rocket League. I haven't played EVE Online.
I'm
You're probably
scared
more,
of EVE Online
You're
players.
probably more familiar with it than I am.
I mean, I don't
Is that
know,
the
man.
one that like everything's a bar graph and
Everything's
a
a
chart and a
spreadsheet.
spreadsheet?
And like, yeah, that's too much even for me. I
You
don't
play
know.
data analysis for
That's basically
game.
like Microsoft Excel, but like the game.
Wonderful.
as far as I know. I do not have first-hand experience.
What games are you playing right now, Justin?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring?
Yep.
Have you beat the DLC yet?
I haven't even gotten to the DLC yet.
I'm glad there's that much content. There's a lot of people that haven't gotten to it yet,
I was
which
just
is
like,
awesome.
I'll replay the game, and I forgot the game's like 100 hours long. I'll be there eventually.
Tanner, are you playing the DLC right now?
Huh?
You playing the DLC right now?
I'm not to the DLC yet.
Everyone just has more content to get to. This is
Yeah,
great.
yeah. So, well, I'm still on my first playthrough. I played at launch, and then had a friend put me in like he took me to some boss room that was like way out leveled for me, and then he carried me through the boss fight.
Yeah.
Without getting into too much of a tangent, my friends would just keep doing this, and they'd keep like one-shotting bosses. So like Radon, one of the the most famous bosses in the game, like you build up through this whole area in Caelid to go to him. My friend comes in and just bitch slaps him. And like it would have been a hard fight for me.
Yeah.
And it would have been like really well earned. And he just like, I missed out on that until like I went on my next I like restart my playthrough or something.
Yep.
So I kept playing and I love the game, but I took like a year and a half off from it. So now I have like 70% of the game to go through, 60% of the game to go through.
I know you're playing with that same person that carried.
Yeah. I'm playing with my OG character that I named Gorga because my dad called Grogu from The Mandalorian Gorga one day.
Gorga.
So I was gonna call him Guts, and then we thought it was funnier to call him Gorga. So
like
my
Gorga.
character looks like Guts from Berserk,
Uh-huh.
and his name is Gorga, and he has a really derpy looking face, but like he's dripped like the fuck out. He looks like the main character. So,
That's awesome.
except for his face, and then you're like, what the hell?
One of the most in-depth character creations for no reason.
I mean, I feel like it's really hard to get like a good result out of the Elden
Is
Ring
that what it
character
is? Is that
creator.
everyone looks goofy? It's just hard to make a good character?
Like there's a million sliders, but like it's so difficult because like the way that the morphs work is like they affect other parts of the face. So like when you affect like when you do the chin, it's like you get a lot of like jaw action in there. So like it's really hard to like precisely make anything look specific.
Spend a day just making the character first.
It's like as in depth, if not a little bit more than like. Actually, I think it's like the same as Starfield. Just nobody cares about Starfield's character.
Right.
But
I didn't really hear much about that one.
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't hear much about anything about that, to be fair.
Well, I'm
True.
just saying, like when I opened the game, I was like, oh, this is like Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good amount of detail.
So it's really easy to create a just cursed character, just like it is in Bethesda. Like
Like I think like the sliders, the way that they're like labeled is like very.
Do you need
it's
more
like, why
sliders?
does this affect this part of the face?
That's what I mean. Like you don't quite know what things are gonna affect when you do stuff.
Just hit that randomize button and call it a day.
Yeah,
So,
pretty
like,
much.
Every character looks like all the derpy characters you get in like Oblivion back in the day.
Yeah.
That's good. Everyone has some personality that way. Let's see here. What's the best PC case to use when building a PC for the first time?
The first time.
I feel like a lot of brands, like mainstream cases are mainstream because they've made the building process.
I mean,
Easy.
definitely something like an Evo would be
Yep.
okay, but it's also a big case, so it's going to be complicated just by virtue of like, you have to add all your own fans and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of like Fantex cases like that, the XT Pro or whatever, where it's
yeah.
like all your fans are pre-installed, pre-wired. You just hook it up, strap in your motherboard and stuff.
And it's like much more entry level. Like you don't need to go into a super crazy height Y70 type case if you're just looking for buildability. I'm making up another word here.
That's
and
probably a word.
And then you can kind of just save yourself some time and some hassle when it comes to like installing things like fans and running wires when there's less to worry about.
Yeah.
Simplify the process for you. I created a custom build, but not be able to buy it because I ain't got no money. I feel that, dude. Katie says she'll add us to their corporation in Eve. You want to go work for corporate Eve Online?
I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one.
What position do I get in the company? Twitter said I should come here and ask Chris for a free PC, so here I am. Thank you for joining us on stream today. It worked perfectly. How's it going? Welcome to stream, welcome to chat. We will probably have giveaways every now and again. But in the meantime, feel free to hang out, ask questions about specs, gaming, tech, any of the above. We're here for you. We're currently building a customer system here in the NV5 with a 7800X3D and a 4080. Pretty good system. My stuff is broken. I can't see chats. Oh no. I have a structure from moon mining. I don't even know what aspect of that is the video game. Is anyone physically doing the mining on the moon, or is this just like theoretical
I don't know,
mining
man.
on the moon?
I don't know.
Hypothesized financial gain via moon mining. Why is there no Y70 green case? Was green not one of the colors?
I don't think they have a green
It
one.
was like a blue, pink. They're like pastels for sure.
I mean, there's a red one. There's a
red.
white one, a black one. I think that's it. Those are like the height colors.
I have a mining barge I can give away. Oh, that's fancy. I hope y'all don't spam my inbox. I hope not. So I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
Blame the marketing people, dude.
Last email was from specifically my meta email. What are the games we playing, chat? It's kind of a weird time in gaming, I feel like. Everyone's just mad again.
That's always the case, though. Everybody's
True.
always mad.
I just got new reasons. The Apex people are even mad about new Apex things. Like they somehow even further ruined it. They made their battle pass something you have to pay in 2 payments. Like,
Really?
Yeah, it's like a 2-part.
I thought
Or
battle
you
passes
pay-
were always like, there's like a paid one and then there's like an accelerated one.
Yes.
Is that
and now
not
there's
how
now
it
there's
always worked?
Now there's no way to get the battle pass via the in-game currency. You have to only spend real money, and when you spend real money, you have to pay double the amount now.
That's crazy. All I'm
They're
saying
like,
is
this will
like,
go well.
even like Diablo 4 doesn't do that.
Yeah. No, Apex is
That's a Blizzard game.
yeah. It's a wild title to be like, let's milk some last minute money out of this.
I mean, especially since it's been there for so long. Like,
yeah, how are we
if
just
you
now?
piss
It's
off
like
the people who are still playing that, like,
season 18, 19 now, and we're like, let's reinvent the battle pass. No, it's not gonna go well. Camera quality got worse. Let me see. Let me little focus action.
is it out of focus?
Hey, it went out of focus.
That's unfortunate.
Sorted. Playing through classics lately. What kind of classics? Weirdly enough, I'm looking for a GameCube right now.
I have a GameCube.
Is it
I
for
don't know if I
sale?
want to sell it. I mean, it's been in a box for like
Damn.
as long as I can remember. Well, no, it's not.
Oh,
like,
not like the original,
not like
just
new
hiding
in
in a box.
box,
Okay,
just
okay.
like it's packed in a
Gotcha,
box.
Gotcha.
It's not like mint condition,
So I was
like
like, I need a fancy
with
console.
the plastic on it. Like, no.
I'm looking for all the old consoles I had growing up, starting with a Game Boy. I have bought again and then modded with like the smoked black like clear shell, and then
Sure.
like internal modifications so you can see the circuit boards in them.
I had one of those Game Boy. What was the wide one called? It was kind of like
Was that just the
extended.
Advance?
I don't know.
Because the SP was the one that I had with like the little flip screen.
I had
think that's just the original.
I had a red SP with
Yeah.
the flip screen, but I
the
also
original
had like
color, or is that too old? Because the color was also like the buttons on each side. But that would have been like
I
a
think
black
it
and
was
white screen.
I think it was a color.
Yeah.
But the other one that I had was like a smoky purple, like see-through plastic. That
Yeah.
one was all. It had like that little like the little light that's on like a bendy arm that
Yeah.
like goes above it because it doesn't have the backlight or whatever.
That's sick. I love like original, like translucent retro
Yeah.
gaming things. But I also have, after the Game Boy, I bought a DS and the clear shell for that. And next is the GameCube and clear shell for that. So I just need the console. But at that point, if I'm ripping it apart, I can just buy someone's used console that looks like meh and then just
Yeah.
toss it.
I mean, there's got to be a lot of them around, right?
Mhm. Yeah, there's a good amount of websites now, like just for like retro consoles and stuff. I had a Nintendo 3DS in 2016. I always wanted a 3DS.
I
but
did have a
was-
3DS. I think the 3D effect was kind of overhyped though.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone like actually.
I just feel like a lot of those like period Nintendo stuff was like very gimmicky.
Absolutely.
'Cause they were like always trying to find something
I
new.
loved that they were like, and now we get the 2DS, and it's a doorstop wedge-shaped thing.
It feels very much like, you know, Xbox Connect style of like, let's just add on some like weird stuff that people probably won't use, but
A PS2 would also be cool. I haven't looked to see if they make aftermarket shells for that. But yeah, 3DS may be next after a GameCube. If they make 3DS parts, I imagine they do by now. There's aftermarket industries for every single console.
I'm pretty sure they do. I think that's like a big thing is like 3DS modding.
And then I got like the ROM cart, so you still plug in like the normal Game Boy cartridge, but you just load on all
Yeah,
the games
that's
and save
cool.
files to it.
I still have a lot of like the original like cartridge games
Mhm.
from like stuff that I used to play.
All of my original games got stolen. I don't know if I've ever had
That
this story
sucks.
on stream before, but my parents, after I had moved to Kansas like a few years after me, and all of my, literally the only two boxes I had left at their place were like my old like collectible things, so like Pokemon cards and like Bakugan things and whatever, and like collectibles, and the other one was just games and movies and my Xbox 360,
Yeah.
Game Boy stuff. They're in clear Tupperware boxes, and the movers for sure stole them. Because my parents got to the new place in Kansas, I helped them unpack, and I was like, think we're missing something. Actually, sorry, no, it's because I couldn't help them unpack. It wasn't until after the fact. It was like too late. And I was like, where are these two boxes, by the way? I'm looking around the basement, like, what boxes?
Yoink.
The only ones that were left of my stuff. And they're like, oh, they're down there somewhere. I'm like, no, they're not. They're gone. And yeah, that was like the original 360, all my 360 games, DS games,
Yeah, that sucks.
all the nostalgic stuff. So now I'm trying to like slowly rebuild the collection.
The problem is like those things like it's like the prices on those things
I
are
had
crazy sometimes.
All of the Pokemon games. And my
Yeah.
friend collects now like retro Pokemon Game Boy stuff, and like his collection now is probably in like over $5 or $6 grand, and it's not that many things. Like Pokemon Emerald or Leaf Green for the Game Boy, like new or new-ish looking, is like $150, $200.
Yeah.
Like I am not spending that much. Like I don't need the actual like.
At that point, I think you just
Card.
get a ROM. It's
Exactly.
Like, you
It's-
owned it at one point. Like it probably doesn't feel that
The nostalgia
bad.
isn't gonna hit me the same if I spent $160 for Pokemon Leaf Green.
Yeah.
My wallet's just hurting at that point. But yeah, GameCube next. Maybe a Wii again would be kind of funny. Some Wii Sports.
I mean, the Wii was a good console.
The Wii was great. The Wii is what I sold to get my Xbox.
Really.
Yeah,
That's an interesting
that
one.
was the evolution from
Child to edgy
childhood
gamer boy.
into Call of Duties and stuff.
Yeah, you can play Call of Duty on the Wii too.
Yeah, I tried that, and then I was like, yeah, I'm getting a console now. I need an Xbox.
You ever play the Nintendo DS versions of the Call of Duty games?
No, but my friend had one.
I
and
had.
I forget, maybe
like,
World at War or
I think
something?
World at War or Modern Warfare.
I think it was
There was
World at
like
War,
a
my friend had
DS port. Obviously, it wasn't like multiplayer, like
Yeah.
full whatever. It was like its own dedicated story that they made, like
so
for the
goofy.
DS version. I don't think it was good, but like, it's just kind of interesting that they have like entire different versions of the games like that.
One of my favorite DS games was The Force Unleashed. Star Wars, like non-Pokemon,
Yeah.
big title, whatever. Force Unleashed was kind of underrated. That dude was psycho, the main character in it. Like, definitely one of like the edgier Star Wars things. I kind of wish we had a newer version of that. I'd absolutely play it. Let me throw my lightsabers again at people.
Well, I think you can throw your lightsabers in the Jedi Fallen Order.
Is that the
Or whatever.
one that's already out, the one that's coming out?
There's 2 of them already out, like
Is Outlaw?
recent.
Is Outlaws one of them?
Oh no, that's coming out.
That's the one that's coming out, okay. Edkin, thank you for the follow. Kate Stroud says I posted screenshots on y'all's page. On our Twitter? I'm not sure what you're talking about. What are we looking at? GCN is my favorite console. GCN.
Genesis?
Help us out. I don't know what the GCN is.
GameCube.
Next. Oh, GameCube, Nintendo. Wait, hold
Whoa,
on.
what acronym is that? Hang on a second.
Hold on. If anything, Nintendo comes first, and
Yeah.
then the abbreviation is GCN. Really?
Really?
Why would Nintendo not come before GameCube?
That's
It's the
really
Nintendo DS,
strange.
the Nintendo Game Boy. Huh. Yeah, GameCube was awesome. All the Tom Clancy games,
Dude, Resident Evil 4?
Resident Evil games.
Oh,
I think we only had one Resident Evil game. I couldn't even tell you what it was.
it was probably 4.
4?
That's like the most popular one on the GameCube.
Yeah. Soul Calibur.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah, any of the Tom Clancy's that I had to like put a blanket over the window to block out all the light, because if you had like any glint, you couldn't see what was on the TV.
When you first said that, I thought you were talking about the books. You're like, any of the Tom Clancy's.
Yeah, I really gotta
Like,
set the
you're
mood. I put my night vision goggles on and I read the book.
at the wrong time.
Just sitting in his bed reading without.
Rainbow Six going dark.
We're talking about some old console things. I'm slowly rebuilding a collection of things that were stolen of old consoles. GameCube is up next.
You mean the GCN?
Apparently, the GameCube is abbreviated as the GCN. The GameCube Nintendo.
Did you know Nintendo started out by making playing cards?
What?
Yeah, Nintendo as a company started in like the 1800s. It's crazy.
Jesus.
Hello, chat. Goodbye, chat.
Thanks, Trog. I'm gonna look this up now. Let's see. I have Mario Kart 7, Need for Speed for the DS. Interesting. Oh, 3DS has cartridges. Oh, wait, no, I thought you were answering what you were linking me. Sorry. Can you ping me on your Discord server? I cannot right now. Yeah, I guess that makes sense that Nintendo would kind of start as like a toy company. Like, it's pretty cool looking
Oh.
card decks.
I mean, they're like,
Vintage sealed Nintendo cards. Going for $267 on eBay. Interesting.
I don't know why I expected it to be like Mario, because I was just like obviously that wasn't
Yeah,
created yet, but
Actually, weirdly enough, there's like a lot of different, like this is like a very like Japanese, Asian inspired card
Yeah.
set.
well, it's like traditional
Also, that
art,
makes sense because Nintendo
whatever.
is like,
The Japanese company.
is it a Japanese company? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
What the? Those look sick. That's the back of some of those playing cards.
It was like hand painted. I
They
bet they
look-
are. If they're from like the freaking 1800s, I bet they are like literally hand drawn.
Yeah. Man, have like a giant machine just to
When did the printing
out.
press come out?
pre-printing press Nintendo. That's wild. Ugh. From playing cards to Super Mario Bros. Interesting. The more you know. Just FYI, if commands don't work for you on Kick app, there's an update on iOS and Android. That's letting us know. GPL says, sorry, I'm a Nintendo fangirl. Of course. There's lots of Nintendo to fangirl over. I always loved Legend of Zelda growing up more than Mario.
Did you play, you talk a lot about Game Boy. Did you play, what's the one on the Game Boy? It's like 4 Swords.
I think it is 4 Swords.
Is it 4 Swords?
But I didn't have any Zelda games for the Game Boy. It's actually funny you mentioned that. I had Zelda games for the GameCube and DS after the Game Boy. And then, of course, Wii, like Twilight Princess and all that.
Yeah.
But no, my Game Boy really did play minimal games, mostly Pokemon. When I had just, because that was my only thing when I was little, was just a Game Boy. I had a Yu-Gi-Oh game. Actually, it's the only game I still have because it got lost in some other box, and I found it when I moved here to Arizona. I have only one Yu-Gi-Oh game cartridge for a Game Boy, and I just had that, and I'm like, well, this is almost more depressing. A1 game to show for it. I didn't like Zelda titles, unpopular opinion. I honestly don't blame you. I mean, it's a certain type of like just puzzle solving.
What about Metroid?
Didn't play Metroid games.
Dude, Metroid Fusion for the Game Boy Advance.
Mm-hmm.
Super good. Should play it if you're rebuilding your collection.
I should. I'll add it to my ROM on it. We'll do a Metroid game. We'll do like a Zelda. I'm pretty sure it is the 4 Swords.
I think so.
Because it was also for the
yeah.
GameCube at the same time.
Castlevania. You got to play some Castlevania games.
Castlevania.
I don't remember. It might be Symphony of the Night. That's on GBA. I mean, there's probably multiple Game Boy Castlevania games.
Castlevania for Game Boy Advance. Just because. Thank you for the follow. Let's see. Castlevania for the Game Boy was.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them.
There's quite a few. There's like a 3-pack.
Circle of the Moon.
This one is Aro
Sorrow.
I guess there were 5. Harmony of Dissonance.
I think that's the one I own, or I had owned. Actually, it might have also been whatever this one is.
Yeah.
What is that? Something of the Moon?
Yeah. Castle of the Moon?
I think, yeah.
Oh.
I definitely played that one. I remember having that one. I couldn't tell you if they were like
Oh, it's Circle of the Moon.
Circle? Okay, yeah.
That was just the cart of it.
I couldn't tell you if that's the best one because I was like, 8 years old, but
Yeah, no, regardless, any games that I was playing on the Game Boy back then, I wasn't like playing properly.
yeah.
The Yu-Gi-Oh game, I for sure did not know how to play properly. Fusion is top tier, so is Zero Mission.
Yeah, dude, that's what I said. Play Metroid Fusion.
Metroid Fusion.
It's the one with like, there's like a freaking like clone of Samus that like chases you around on this space station.
That'd be cool. I played mostly RPGs, Castlevania's Elite, Golden Sun. Let's see. Quick Google search for a GameCube on DK Oldies. I know they're kind of expensive. There's like cheaper places than them, but looks like a $120, $130 for a GameCube.
That's not too bad.
No. And most collectors, things like that, like they just get expensive for that reason alone.
Yeah, well, I mean, anything popular, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we'll work our way up, and then maybe one day we'll get whatever the next PlayStation is, or the next Xbox, or whatever. I did see, going into the custom console thing again, D-Brand for the PlayStation has translucent black dark plates for it.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn it, that would look really nice. It matches. And then it's the vinyl sticker with the X-ray.
I think the X-ray things are kind of cool, but they're like really busy. is
They are
my
kinda
only
busy.
issue because like they got a lot going on.
And then there's the light strip on the front of it. I don't understand how the light strip worked. Is there already something in the console that's illuminating, or is it
I
adding?
think there's like a blue line or something.
And it's
that,
just, like, tinting it or something?
I think. I don't think it has like its own LEDs or anything like that.
DK Oldies creeps me out. Have you seen his YouTube shorts? I have not. I only know of it as a place to buy retro stuff for expensive monies. Should you still buy a GTX 980 in 2024?
No.
Probably not. It wouldn't get you very
It's
far.
old enough that you're not getting driver updates
Yeah.
for games now. So anything that's like vaguely new is
Yeah.
not going to play very well,
10 series
unfortunately.
and above, and even that.
Well, even 10 series is starting to have problems because it doesn't have DX12
That makes sense.
for new games.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would really, if like you're looking in that kind of like range, I think you'd be better served by buying like a, you know, secondhand like 2060, 3060, something like that for like a very budget option. Then at least you're getting newer features and driver updates and whatnot.
Mod chipping. I don't know what that means. And upgrading RAM and OG Xbox is cool. I don't even. So I did Xbox 360 modding for a long time. I never got to work with the original OG Xbox. Was there like something like DIMM slots for RAM?
I don't think so. I think it's literally like you resolder like new chips onto the board.
Probably because you could like see the traces from here, just
Yeah,
looking
I
at it. You're
mean-
like, I can unsolder that. You guys have a really neat job. Thank you. Just a bunch of nerds building things. What's Ricky Burke doing now? I don't know.
You'd have to ask him.
I would ask him. Head
Yeah.
over to his Twitter. I'm sure he's always up to some shenanigans. Pool noodle. That's very familiar.
Who's that?
I wonder. Justin, do you know who Pool Noodle is?
I don't know, man. Doesn't ring too many bells.
No, must be new here. Game Boy Color, I had Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. I think I remember the Pokemon Puzzle games.
I think there's like some like puzzle dungeon game or something where it was
Yeah.
like a dungeon crawler, if I remember correctly.
There were like 3 different colors.
I think those are
and you,
supposed to be
switch
like
between them.
good,
Mhm.
right? Like
I heard they were pretty good. I made a few of them. We're doing good, man. Winding down our Thursday here with the good old build stream. Hopefully everything's been good over in your world.
yeah, you sound a lot of houses, dude. You making big bucks?
Making the big bucks. You'll be happy to know I got my Uber Rare in Diablo and then stopped playing. I think that means you win, right? When you get that, you beat the game. It's been bananas, dude. Love to hear it. Aztecia, what up? I did see that they're not entirely screwing over sorcerers next wipe or season. Like they were gonna not completely nerf it into the ground more so than they already did.
That's interesting.
I couldn't tell you what specifics because I didn't really pay attention, but
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been following any of that.
it was
stuff,
enough
really.
that someone wasn't like pissed off about sorcerers for the first time, and I was like, oh,
Sork might be high tier now.
what?
That's.
So did they just full on buff it over?
I mean, Sork will be high tier for like the first 2 weeks before Barbarian just like, you know, becomes ultra strong and then wrecks everybody,
Yeah.
as always.
I did so many more Duro runs with my friend because he was like, dude, I'm gonna get mine now.
The back-to-back.
Never
dude.
got it. Never found one for him.
I'm telling you, it was extremely rare.
Find another like each time we do it, we usually run like 10 to
Yeah.
20 at a time. We've done that like 3 or 4 times, and he was just like, yeah, I'm over this.
Someone will cry and Sork will get nerfed. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. As long as we can do anything but an ice shield,
Yeah, no more stupid like flame shield, perfect roll
Yeah.
builds that like
But that's
are
the only way you
invincible
could
forever.
even. But that's the only way you could play Sorcerer is if you had a either
Yeah.
shield and you had the ability to sustain shield.
But it also sucked because it was boring and
But
like
it was.
most people will never get any of that gear.
That's why, like, because I got the Uber, I decided to not do a very specific build, like just one for one copy it, and I tried to make the Telestomp Incinerate work with it, which is the only reason it was able to, even as far as I did. But it just kept it a little bit more interesting. At least I'm like grouping and crowd controlling instead of just
Yeah.
sustaining and walking is a little different. Do I do Sorcerer the 6th time in a row? Dude, I'm the same way. Between Diablo 3 and 4, I don't know that many characters, maybe like 10 or 12. At least 10 are sorcerers.
Corbett just likes it because he's got all the premium skins for it.
Ah.
And all of the sorcerer skins are provocative.
They are. They are. It's funny you mentioned that. We all get to the store and they were like, God damn. These game devs be horny. I mean, that's a selling point for Sorcerer right there, if I've ever seen one. Best skins in the game. BTG, but can you ship the full tower to Germany, or is that also a problem? Shipping in general, we were talking about water cooling earlier, is still up in the air as far as international. It's definitely not something that we do at the moment, but if you reach out, maybe we can give you some more specifics as to why. It's just a little difficult. The devs are thirsty and I'm here to spend money. The cycle of life. Did you guys ever play any MMO RPGs? Definitely you more than me. I'm pretty much strictly FPS.
I played RuneScape when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I like dabbled in like some Black Desert for a while.
I don't even know
I
what
never
Black
like
Desert is.
really seriously played any of them though.
You didn't want your tree cutting skills to max?
Dude, you don't want to know. Definitely some sweaty gamer hours have been put in.
Tree cutting, water gathering,
Yeah, I mean pretty much. You're not
animal
wrong.
feeding, air breathing. Gotta max them all. Yeah, BTG, full tower versus water cooling, all kind of same. Shipping is still very complicated and expensive. Definitely gonna be customs, taxes, tariffs, extra fees along with the PC build. I played Final Fantasy for about 7 or 8 years and played WoW Classic. Yep.
I mean, that's a very popular one.
I attempted a Final Fantasy, and I didn't get any further than making a soup for some lady, and I was like, yep, that's an MMO.
Yeah, I played like the first like 10 hours, and I was not very hooked by Final Fantasy 14.
I never gotten into enough like action.
I mean, it's not even just like that I didn't get into action, because like I fought stuff. I was just like,
Yeah.
it is very, like at least at the beginning, it's very like generic-y MMO quests, unfortunately.
Just helping the townspeople with their normal like grocery run.
Yeah. And also like, the game is so gray.
Yeah.
Like in those first areas, like it's so, I don't know. I kind of bounced off it.
Final Fantasy, is that 16, 15?
14,
14
is the
Sorry, IV,
MMO one,
14,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah.
Or what, GP Hollow,
Oh,
that's
what he's in.
14.
That is 14.
Yeah.
Yes.
Super slow
Dude.
startup. I think Final Fantasy 14 would have been the one that I tried. Sounds very familiar. 11 and 14 are MMOs. Wait, they're not all MMOs?
No.
What?
Most Final Fantasy games are like single-player JRPGs.
What the? I never knew that. 14 was like my introduction to Final Fantasy. I never really like looked into it. Huh. Something different. Bonjour, says teleporting Zealander. What's your favorite case of the last 5 years? And it can't be an Evo. Or a Height Y70. Or a
Favorite
Fantex
case?
NV5 or NV7.
I don't know, man. I'm not particularly attached to most cases.
Man, you know that singularity over there? That's a pretty cool case.
The
So
first
practical.
one inside your field of vision.
Yep.
That one.
I think that case over there. You know, chat that one. You know, it's
That
pretty
they
cool.
can't see.
That's my favorite. One day the second part of 7 remake will come to PC. Seems like a really niche one.
7 is like the most popular one.
Is there like a second half that like already exists? It's just not on PC,
like the
or they're
original
gonna like
7
make an
is just like
expansion?
one game, but
Gotcha.
because they like were doing like a bunch of graphical and gameplay
Mm-hmm.
upgrades and stuff, they split it into 2 parts for like the remaster.
Gotcha. Expanded and enhanced. What game did that recently? That was stupid. Oh yeah, GTA. But they're not that great. I might prefer the Tales series. Tales. What Tales?
Tails?
Tales?
Tails?
Tales?
I'm not sure.
Sounds so familiar, but not at the
Tales.
same time.
Tails.
What ends with tail? Tales of series?
Tales of?
Tales of series?
Tales of. Many different tales. Many different tales.
Many different.
Search Tales of.
Oh, there are a lot of Tales games. Images. Oh, these are the animations.
I mean, I've never played any of those, I don't think.
I broke my phone, so.
F.
Tales of games.
Tales of fill in the blank, they're fun.
It could be Tales of anything. Yeah,
I
there's a
assume
lot.
they're like JRPGs, like, the other Final Fantasy games, yeah?
Tales of Symphonia, Tales of Vesperia, Tales of Grace, Tales of Hearts, Tales of Arise. Interesting. I am not familiar with any of those. Very interesting. Many different tales. Someone was excited they can finally fire up modded Minecraft. Absolutely. You need a 4090 i9, 96 gigs of memory to do that.
$10,000 PC, boots up Minecraft.
Humanity, what's going to happen to Deep Cool? We don't know. I don't know the legal process of getting.
It's not looking particularly
US
good
sanctions.
for them right now.
I'm sure there's a process, but can't be easy.
Maybe someday they'll be back.
Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I'll save them.
Teleporting Zealander, who asked us about our favorite case. Personally, I'm very into the looks of the Eclipse line. Yeah, 300, G360, the P500, G500. We've carried and built hundreds in all of those. All great cases.
Yep.
All really, really good options.
I think we've had literally every single one of
Every
those
single one of
in
those.
stock at some point.
And like
as like a mainstay case.
so many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantex is an absolutely great case company. They've stayed super, super consistent over the years. What was the lineup above the Eclipse that case out there was part of? It had like the smooth metal front. The Evolve, Fantex Evolve.
You mean
something?
the ITX one?
No, it looks similar. I'll find it.
The XT Pro?
It's
The
older.
flat one?
This one, the Evolve X.
The
The shift, but tall, I guess. I forgot it was just like the shift is a scrunched one of these. Yeah, the Fantex Evolve X it's a sleek looking case. Not a whole lot in the airflow world, but the front is very pretty. Has anyone eaten? Have any of you ate chili con carne?
Yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably some great spots around here in Arizona for that. I haven't actually looked in particular, but we're definitely in the right
I mean,
part of the country for that.
what's the burrito place called? Whatever.
The Cafe Rio, or
no,
the one
no,
over
no,
here?
no. The like local one.
Oh, Asadero.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm sure they probably
do.
make like that good.
Yeah, they always have like a bunch of like things sitting and marinating and cooking, and
Yeah.
you don't know what any of them are. And we just look and we're like, "What's that? What's that?" And you're like, "Oh, this is something." It always looks so good. Yeah, Corbin, Deep Cool is going to be definitely interesting to see that go. Find the replacement, the kind of who's going to fill in the blank there. VCM, I got a question. What's up?
You said that so white. I mean, he is a very white guy.
Yeah, and you also said chili con cane. So let me say even more white and how you spelt it. Virgie, how's it going, dude? Can't be on stream. I wanted to say hi. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it as always. Sad thing though that the current G500A is slightly different from the one I own, so I can't use the SSD sleds. Buy a vertical mount thing or almost anything. Oh, I guess they sell like a bunch of like aftermarket accessories for it. That's cool.
Well, they sell like that mega vertical mount for it that we have, like the really thick one.
Oh,
I don't know if you
yeah,
saw
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Like the actual Fantex ones.
Well, it has like, you know, RGB lines on it, like inside, like these
I've
basically.
seen it in some of these builds because it'll like follow that same line right there.
And you can like, it like rotates to different angles and stuff. It's like.
Mm-hmm. If you're Cuban, yeah, you're allowed to judge me. My Spanish. Is $300 for a 4070 a scam?
That's a little on the edge of the price I would assume that would be.
Yeah, but it doesn't like immediately.
But I'm not.
Concerning.
Yeah, it's not also like, oh, a major red flag.
Yeah, not like you're getting scammed. No,
I'm assuming.
fair.
I'm assuming we're talking like a used, probably.
Yeah. Negotiate. Always negotiate.
Later, Corbin.
Hey, have a good one. VCM says, when I'm browsing Google, sometimes the screen will flash a white and black checkerboard or flash part of another tab in random spots. Interesting.
Kind of sounds like a GPU driver thing. I don't know.
Is it just on Google? Is it in Chrome? Maybe like a hardware acceleration, turning that on or off? Maybe having some weird graphical things? Maybe?
Oh, okay. See, you're not German.
My bad.
I don't know. You're too white, not German.
Too white, not German. I don't know anything about MMOs.
Oh boy.
What good am I? Just had that with my 3060 Ti. It was a faulty memory controller on the GPU itself. Interesting. Was that something you had to get RMA to fix, I'd imagine? I'm curious if you did have to get that RMA, that's what they determined after doing like their checks. How do I support Ricky Burrick? He says use code TONGUE for Meta PCs. Yes, so when you're checking out online, when you're purchasing a system, you can use discount code TONGUE, and it gives, I'm pretty sure, you and Ricky just a little bit back on that system. Sent it back and got a 4060 Ti. Even better.
Nice.
Great time to upgrade. You're already unbuilding it anyway. Does Augie's code still work? I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, I'm sure if you try it, it will probably tell you, right?
I think so.
If it's, you know, successfully applied or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure which influencers have like active working codes. Sometimes that does change.
Do you have metacaps in here still?
First mention of an Optiplex this stream. Thank you, Katie. Are there still any left in the bottom
I don't
right?
know.
They might have gotten pushed further back under that shelf. If not, then I think we're fresh out. Delpiplex 7010 with a R9 370.
What's the mute button? Is it this thing?
Yes. Other one maybe. Needs to go red.
That's like the record one?
Yeah. Yep, that one.
Okay. I'll be back.
My PC is almost done. I'm surprised it still works. 95% original parts. Eventually I need a new PC. Dude, if it's still kicking, keep running that. Run into the ground. Absolutely worth it. Let's see. Zealander says it's not an upgrade though. I had the Strix 3060 Ti OC V2 and it's actually 0.2% faster than the new dual fan 4060 Ti.
Dude, that was the weird thing with like the
Interesting.
40 series versus the 30 series where like those entry level cards,
Didn't get much.
well, they lost bandwidth on the slot.
That's right.
Remember?
is
Because
the
that was
half
like that was
slot.
like a big thing where it
Mhm.
was like,
And then some people were like, oh, we can just give them half the slot. And you had these weird cards with the short.
yeah. So you had
PCIs.
situations where when you were really memory limited, the 3060 Ti was faster, which is crazy to me. Like,
So situational, but the 3060 Ti could prove better.
yeah.
Interesting. I actually didn't know that. But then I got a GPU for my project PC I'm going to use for LAN and have my girlfriend use one when she's over. Hell yeah. Just needs a motherboard and power supply. It's a fun way to do it. Just recycle hardware into other systems, find other uses. All my old computer parts become a Minecraft server. I think it's ever upgraded.
I usually just sell mine. I own too much high-end stuff, so it's like I gotta get some of the money back.
Yeah, no, and you're working with high-end stuff, absolutely. All these parts are like things I've had. Now it's an i9, 9900K, and a 1070.
Yeah.
64 gigs of something. I was lagging on the site and I didn't mean to remove the PC from the cart. Interesting. Like a custom configured one, hopefully. Hopefully not. Have to go back and set that up again. I'm going to use it with a 3200G, so it will be kneecapped. Yeah, just a little bit. The CPU is actually the first CPU I bought. Don't hate the next comment immediately after is don't hate my 3200G, please. When you put it like that, I could never.
I would never hate it. It's so cute, the 3200G.
Exactly. It's got a G after it. Not many CPUs have that. I never really need anything fancy. Asus B550 with a 5600, 36. Yeah, that's exactly like the go-to right now. It's mid-range AMD, mid-range Intel, 32 gigs is the new standard. Absolutely killed 1080p gaming for probably a good while. Is the 3200G, actually, let me see. I have a CPU over here. Nah, so this Pentium I bought for one of my systems a long time ago and I needed like a temporary CPU just to make it boot. This is a Pentium G4400. You can overclock this Pentium. Like it is an unlocked SKU, even though it doesn't have the K at the end of it. And it's the only overclockable Pentium.
That's weird.
And I was like, I need this.
What socket is that?
1155, like the older 11.
So like 10th gen or 11th gen?
This is a
Intel stuff?
even older than that.
Oh, okay.
Sixth.
Like Skylake?
Yeah, Skylake.
Okay, so 6th gen or 7th gen, I guess.
Let's see. G4400. Yeah, Skylake. 3.3 gigahertz, 2 core, 2 thread.
Damn. 2 core, 2 thread.
And yet there's a Reddit right here of this guy having it pinned at 100 degrees Celsius.
Well, it is Intel, so.
Like, it's not a practical thing. It's
I mean,
more
that's
so
probably
of,
like, he's probably just like, hey, how far can I push this
yeah,
ultra
it
budget
was
processor?
For sure, like a meme of
Yeah.
like, I don't think Intel noticed that it was clockable. Trying to see if people got it too. Core 2 Duo sucks. Yeah. Thank you for the follow, Chop.
You want to unbox that GPU real quick?
Yes. I was hoping I could find a thing, but I was not able to. Like, the performance of this image is not indicative of anything. Ugh.
I don't know if you're going to find any good benchmarks for something like that.
No, I would.
Very old, very niche.
Bob the Builder PC. Can we fix it? By the way, which of you is Chris? Me.
That guy.
'Cause this is Justin. Can you ask Ricky Burke about how do I use the code like I told you earlier? Format a PCs under Ricky's own Discord. How do I use the code? I'm confused. Are you still trying to join the Discord? Because you should just like click a link. I don't know what code you need for the Discord server. She'll just let you join. So what I do, I don't know what you do. What do you do? I might have missed the message before that, sorry. Forever Esoteric, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, dude. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome, welcome everybody. Appreciate the support, dude. And yeah, Katie, we are like cross-streaming, so we'll have Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. But I already in your Discord server. I'm not sure what link you're looking for then. Like, we have a code for the website. Like, that's a discount code when you buy a system. We have one, Ricky has one. Interesting. Your audio is muted. All good, dude. Stream's great. Thank you for stopping by. We appreciate the raid, dude. We're basically just winding down our stream, finishing up some cable management on this customer system here. This is a NV5 build with a Ryzen 7800X3D and a 4080. Actually, I was just passing that over to get installed right there. Looking very, very nice. Love a good NV5. Yeah, thank you, Kato. I think that's might be what he's confused about. What do you do if you have a stripped screw, like for a laptop bottom? Ooh, like a really tiny little machine screw? That's a tricky one.
I mean, you can always try like drilling it out.
You could drill it out. They do make very niche bits that you can try to find. I don't even know if you'll be able to find one small enough for that, but it is a counter bit that threads itself into the, like where you would insert the screwdriver and it like pulls it reverse.
I mean, you might even be able to like,
Or like a rubber band and a screwdriver and you like,
or like super glue. Like if you super glue like the head of a screwdriver
yeah.
to the screw
And then turn
and
it.
then like turn it.
Yeah, if it's not like really stuck in there.
Because like presumably if it's like a really tiny screw,
it shouldn't have that
it-
much resistance.
Yeah, there's probably not going to be that much like that you need to crank it. So
Mhm.
anything where you can like grip
Yeah,
it better.
rubber band, super glue, or like a strip screw, like removing tool. Those do exist.
I'd be scared of those for just like a really tiny screw.
I really
though.
don't think they make them for that small when I'm thinking about it.
I figure that's more of
a
like
tiny-
big screws.
Yeah. Straight Savage, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream, welcome to the chat. Frivolous Tarek says, I got a 4082. This PC is prettier than mine, though. Dude, it's the little things. Just gotta give it a little love every now and again. Some cable management, throw in some RGB fans. You know, goes a long way. If you drill it out, you might go right to the laptop. Yes, if you are not, familiar with the drill, don't do that. Your post on X demands to ask you for a free PC. So, ahem. Dear Christingle, would you so please be so kind as to confer unto me a mighty, redoubtable computation powerhouse of personal belonging? It would be most clement unto your nature, and I would surely thrive due to your invaluable assistance. Well, shit, when you put it that way. You want this guy's computer? He doesn't need his computer.
All I'm saying is this guy didn't send us any poetry.
Yeah, I didn't get a poetry from this guy.
Like, yeah, he sent us money, but like, I don't know, man.
There's some artistic value in that. If anything's gonna motivate us to give away free PCs, it's gonna be more of that. Why did it take you 5 minutes to start the stream? I think most streamers do that. Like at least kind of let people get into chat. I mean, we're still setting up things here, putting parts on the table, letting people like get into chat, talk amongst yourselves, hang out, you know. If we like just get started the second we go live, then there's like 5 to 10 minutes of people like just now trickling in. We go over like the specs of the system, what we're working on. And don't want you to miss that. No, to be honest, my head hurts now. I'm gonna try to find an actual dictionary from 100 years ago. The words weren't advanced enough. I'm guessing I'm late for the build, aren't I? Unfortunately, I think Justin just powered it on for the first time. Looking good. All the lights are on, all the fans are spinning. Also, a motherboard and PSG would be acceptable. Yeah. I don't even think it needs more RGB than that.
No, I mean, this is plenty.
It's tasteful.
The case already has a lot too, so.
Yeah. This little accent, very nice. Fantastic build as always. If anyone has any questions, of course, let us know. We'll be winding down stream in the next like 5 or 10 minutes. So we're here for any tech questions, specs. I'll run through again what the system is we have built here for a customer of ours. So they spec'd out on the website. This is a 7800X3D. That's in a X670 Steel Legend motherboard. A very, very cool looking white camo. Very pretty board back there. 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory, a 2 terabyte Gen 4 M.2, and then that 4080 in there. All inside of the Fantex NV5. And the fish tank look is great. Can't get away from it. More glass, more better. But why are the RAM and GPU lights not synced? Justin,
Man.
you built it wrong. I wanted you to rebuild it until the lighting of the Zotac is rainbow.
Hey, blame Zotac for having their own software for the GPU, And ASRock for having their own software.
Yep. Shout out every component company ever making their own lighting software, which until you go in and set it up is going to be some random form of rainbow.
And it's always a different rainbow, too.
And it's always a different rainbow. They keep it interesting, because why not? Now show display output.
We don't have a monitor.
We don't have a monitor. But it will hit QC, get tested, stressed just like everything else. Yeah. Looks great. Thank you, Kenneth. Love the nonchalant duh. Pretty lights, yep. It's a clean build. Then get a monitor.
So demanding.
Do we need to prove?
If you want to.
Do we need to prove that it may or may not post?
I don't know if we have.
Would it be funny if your system didn't post now that we're doing this?
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be hilarious even. You get a 30-second, I'm not even putting in a keyboard.
I mean, we don't need a keyboard.
No.
Just need the display.
Yee. I caught a keyboard with me. I caught a wild keyboard. Just because you asked. We got you a monitor.
Very dusty.
Is this? No. This one. No. This is BenQ. What the? What power is this monitor?
No, this is BenQ.
Yeah, no, but
Oh, but
these
the
are.
adapter isn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a barrel jack. It's the like normal power plug.
Oh, that's why. Perfect. Sweet.
Yeah. You don't need a special one. Just like any cable will do.
Sweet. Here, you can get some power.
You have HDMI too? Or DisplayPort or something?
Tiny monitor, yeah, it's. And now you're judging the monitor we're using? Come on.
Look, it's the perfect size for what we're doing with it. Okay?
Don't shit on our little BenQ monitor. This thing's cute. It's like 20 inches. BenQ, nice. Yeah, we have a few floating monitors. Let's see, if you put a donate that PC to me, just kidding. One of the specs, we have a 7800X 3D, 32 gigabytes of memory with a 4080 Super.
Wow, look at that.
Wow, we're in the
it's posted.
BIOS. It works.
See? Prove it.
Great work, Justin. Had to prove the haters wrong. Use an old Samsung TV. You're currently on a Dell TV. New follower. Thank you, Esoteric. Hopefully we'll catch you next stream. And with that said, it's posted. It works. Pretty much wind it down there. So again, any last questions, comments, concerns, you have 30 seconds to ask. Otherwise, we are done for the day. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back probably again next week with another system of some level of interest. I want to do something like we were talking about doing, like Temu systems, like weirder parts, AliExpress type parts. I don't know. Maybe we get more interesting with it.
The problem is all those like interesting cases Tanner has for like
Yeah.
shorts content. So it's
Exactly.
like,
There is a way. When there's a will, there's a way. Last question. You're gonna have a good day. Only if you guys do. Adios.
see you later.